Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're plunging into, well, an absolutely thrilling sporting event.
Thrilling is the word for it.
Exactly. We're talking the recent first test of the 2025 Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, England versus India at Headingley.
5 days of pure drama. High stakes, too, with the World Test Championship points on the line.
And all eyes on the new India captain, Shubman Gill, going up against Ben Stokes' England. Huge anticipation there.
Definitely. And our mission here, as always, is to really dig into the source material, find those key turning points, the tactics.
The surprising moments.
Precisely. We want you to understand not just what happened, but, why it mattered so much.
So we'll break it down day by day, those aha moments that led to that nail-biting finish.
Let's get into it.
Okay, day one. England win the toss. Stokes chooses to bowl first. Now, that felt like a big call at the time, didn't it? Especially at Headingley.
It really did. And India's response was immediate, almost like a statement. The sources describe it as a batting masterclass right from the off.
What were the numbers saying by the end of day one?
Pretty dominant. India reached stumps at 359 for 3. Jaiswal hit 101.
Great knock.
Gill was still there, unbeaten on 127, looking absolutely class. And Rishabh Pant, 65 not out.
Wow. So England's bowlers.
Looked pretty flat, honestly. Stokes, Tongue, they just couldn't seem to find that early rhythm you'd expect after choosing a ball.
And I remember that anecdote about Rishabh Pant charging Stokes' second ball.
Yeah, that was highlighted everywhere. A really cheeky charge down the pitch for 4. Sort of set the tone, didn't it? Showed India's intent.
Stokes defended the decision afterwards, saying it was their best chance to win.
He did. And, that's the baseball optimism, perhaps. But day one definitely exposed some bowling frailties for England. It really set the stage for, needing some tactical changes.
Right. So heading into day two, you're thinking, okay, more India dominance, but nope, drama, a big collapse.
A huge turnaround. India were cruising, looked like they'd get 500 plus easily. They were 430 for 3. Then they just folded. Lost their last 7 wickets for only 41 runs. All out for 471.
Incredible. Though Pant got his 100 first, right? A big one.
He did. Reached 134. There was talk of a somersault-worthy celebration, apparently. And he hit this, unbelievable one-handed 6 to get from 93 to 99. Pure Pant.
Pure showbiz. But England's bowlers must have found something.
They finally found some bite, yeah. Stokes and Tongue both ended up with 4 wickets each. They exploited that opening really well once the collapse started.
And England's reply, they didn't crumble under the first inning score.
Not at all. Ollie Pope looked superb. Got an unbeaten 100 by the close. England finished the day 209 for 3. Solid.
Okay, but this is where another story starts to emerge for India, isn't it? The fielding.
Ah, yes. The fielding woes. It became a major talking point in the analysis we looked at. Commentators described it as messy, sloppy.
Costly errors creeping in.
Definitely. Dropped catches. Pope was dropped on 62. Duckett got a life on 15, too.
Yeah.
These weren't just runs. They were momentum killers for India.
I think Nasser Hussain was quite critical on Sky.
He was very pointed, yeah. Basically said India let England right back into the match with that fielding. Wow. It undermined their bowlers' efforts.
Which brings us to day 3. You called it a roller coaster earlier, and it really was. England bowled out for 465, just 6 runs behind India.
So close. Almost parity after that huge Indian first innings total. And the star for India with the ball.
Had to be Bumrah.
Absolutely. Jasprit Bumrah was outstanding. Grabbed a 5-4, his 14th in just 36 tests. That Yorker to get Pope, lethal.
Just unplayable. Shame for Harry Brook, though, getting out for 99.
Agonizingly close, wasn't it? Miscued a pull shot. But again, India's fielding.
It didn't get better?
Not really. Deepdas Gupta pointed out on X, I think it was, that Duckett and Brook were dropped again. Brook was even caught off a no ball at one point.
Oh, you can't be doing that at this level.
Exactly. And then England's tail wagged. Wokes and Cars put on a really frustrating 55-run partnership.
That must have really grated on India.
It did. It meant India's eventual lead after bowling England out was 96, which, after getting 471 first up, felt, a bit underwhelming.
96 runs, still a lead, but maybe not what they hoped for. And then the rain came.
Yep, rain cut play short. Left the whole thing completely on a knife edge going into day 4.
Right, setting up a potentially thrilling finish. So, day 4, India's second innings. What happened there?
Well, India set England a target. They managed to get 364 all out.
Okay, decent score. Setting England, 371 to win?
Precisely. 371.
Yep.
And again, individual brilliance shone through for India.
Who starred this time?
KL Rahul played beautifully for 137, and Rishabh Pant Another
Oh,
century.
118 for him.
Wow, 200s in the match for Pant. That's special.
First Indian keeper ever to do it in a test match. Quite an achievement.
But I sense a but coming.
There's always a but in this match. That mini collapse happened again. India lost their last 5 wickets for just 31 runs.
Deja vu. So they couldn't fully capitalize. Exactly. England's bowlers, Tongue and Carse, picked up 3 wickets each this time, kept chipping away. So, end of day 4, England are 21 for 0, chasing 371.
Needing 350 on the final day, that's a big ask.
It is. And interestingly, the reports mentioned Stokes was absolutely furious when rain stopped play again near the end. Felt England had momentum, had their foot on India's throat, as he put it.
Classic Stokes mentality. It really tees up that psychological battle for day 5, doesn't it?
It really does. Momentum, belief, huge factors.
Okay. The grand finale, day 5. England needs 350. Do they do it?
They do it, and quite comfortably in the end. Chased down 371 for the loss of just 5 wickets, one with 14 overs to spare.
Incredible chase. Who were the heroes for England?
Ben Duckett was the main man, played a stunning innings, 149, really took the game away from India.
That reverse sweep against Jadeja.
Sublime, wasn't it? And there was that little bit of spice, too, that verbal spat with Prasid Krishna. Added some theater.
And others chipped in.
Oh, yeah. Zach Crawley got a solid 65, Joe Root anchored the finish with an unbeaten 53, and Jamie Smith actually hit the winning runs with a couple of 6s off Jadeja. Real flair.
So from India's perspective, what went wrong, apart from the obvious batting collapses?
Well, the analysis points overwhelmingly to one thing, those dropped catches. 6 of them in total across the match. You just can't afford that.
That surely has to be the key factor.
It feels like the defining factor, yes. But there was also scrutiny of India's bowling tactics on day 5. Bumrah hardly bowled in the last 17 overs or so. Soares wasn't used much either.
That's puzzling. Gill's captaincy will come under the microscope then.
Inevitably, yes. Especially in his first match as captain. Someone on X summed it up perfectly, I thought. India played sublime cricket balanced with village stuff. That kind of captured the whole match for them.
Sublime and Village.
Heck.
Yeah, that fix. And historically, how significant is that chase for England at Headingley?
It's massive. Chasing 373 is the 3rd highest successful run chase ever at Headingley. Only behind that legendary Aussie chase in 1948. It's another huge tick for the Bazball approach.
Shows their belief in chasing down any total.
Absolutely. And contrast that with India. Having 3 centurions in the first innings, Gill, Pant, Jaiswal, and still losing. That's apparently the lowest test total ever recorded for a team with 3 individual hundreds.
That's a stat that will sting India. A real gut punch, as you said.
It really is. Stokes summed up England's view post-match, didn't he? Said it was about skill and attitude and how they turned up every session, that relentless belief.
And player of the match, deservedly, Ben Duckett.
Yes, for his 62 and that match-winning 149, couldn't really argue with that.
So, wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways looking ahead in this series?
Well, I think it's pretty clear, isn't it? India have got immense batting talent, firepower galore, but they absolutely have to sort out their fielding and perhaps refine their bowling plans under pressure.
And England.
England just looks so dangerous with this aggressive mindset.
Yeah.
And they showed depth too, Root stepping up, Smith looking good, Carse contributing. They believe they can win from anywhere.
It sets up the rest of the series perfectly. Sounds like it's going to be a belter.
Oh, absolutely. 4 tests still to go. It promises so much.
And crucially for the WTC, England get 12 points, India start with 0. That's significant. Next stop, Edgbaston on July 2nd. Can't wait for that one.
You neither.
This deep dive has really illuminated so much about that incredible Headingley test. Thanks for breaking it all down.
Pleasure. It was quite a match to dissect. And maybe one final thought for you, the listener, to mull over.
Go on.
In Test cricket, these really high-stakes games, how much does that unshakable team belief, that aggressive mindset England showed, even when things went wrong, how much does that ultimately count for compared to individual moments of brilliance or those tactical errors we saw?
Belief versus brilliance. A great question to ponder. Food for thought indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another